it's me, JC, back with another Ceramic Hour live stream. Let's check on our little pitcher. So I have this one here. This is actually one that I made a while ago. I guess I could just give this to my mom, I guess, if she wanted. I didn't even, like, I don't know. I really don't even use it, but I don't know. Okay, that's a backup, I guess. I love, like, the glaze on this, though. It's really nice. Okay, anyway. So we have our little pitcher over here. So, yeah. It feels good enough to trim. But what? Oh, my cat is like, no, stop doing that. Hey, no. She just like hears me. She knows, like, I didn't even say her name, but she knows like that I'm talking to her. No, stop doing that. No, she just like, she looks at me with the most blank look on her face. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna have to. Cute? No. Why? Okay. So let me move a few things around. So this is ready to trim, but I want to make a handle for it. So let's roll that out. It's probably not even gonna dry by the time we're done, but that's okay. Yeah, I forgot. We were gonna roll one out yesterday. And I don't know, I just forgot. Oh wow, this clay is super dry. I'm just gonna like wet this and put it back. I'm just like dunking it into my water bucket. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Yeah, that is like, all that's really dry. Let's see. Okay. It's definitely too much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like half is fine. Okay, so we're gonna roll out a handle. I'm just like hiccuping right now. It's fine. Okay. I'm just gonna like, let me wet the board a little bit. And then I'm just gonna wedge it a bit. Okay. Sorry, I know you guys can't see it, but I'm just like wedging the clay. It's so small, it's really hard to see. Let's just do this a bit. Just make sure we got all the air out of there. I really don't know, like, I don't know if, like, the ball of clay that we cut it off from, I don't know if that was wedged or not. It's been a little while since I was working with that piece, that little bit of extra clay. So we'll just wedge it just in case. I did see a couple air bubbles come out while I'm doing this. Okay, I think we're almost done. It's looking pretty good. Alright, I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I'm doing this like the right way exactly. I'm just kind of like trying to make it back into a ball. And then I've heard you can kind of just like I've seen other people do this where they just kind of like basically just like flatten it quite a bit. And then they'll use the rolling pin on it. Let me grab that. Because if you start it with like the actual ball, I've had some kind of like problems where it's like being really weird when you roll it out on the sides and stuff, and it's seems a little questionable if like you can use that. Is this long enough? I literally like don't know. I'm just like let's just like cut this out and see. Probably should have like made it more of an oval shape. I like thought that, but then I like immediately forgot. So I'm just gonna cut it out now with my fettling knife. Let's see. Kind of like maybe like here-ish. Okay. Oh my gosh. I was supposed to like compress it. I always forget about that. Okay, so I'm gonna I think it's fine. I'm supposed to compress it before I cut it. I always have trouble like remembering that. Okay, we're just gonna like trim off any of this excess anyway. I think it is a little bit too thick though, so let's trim a bit off. Okay, yeah, that's definitely enough to make a handle. So I'm just gonna like smush these together with some water and just kind of set them aside. Okay. Just gonna put some water on here. It can get like pretty dry after like you roll out pieces. It's not too dry, but okay. All right. So let me see what kind of shape. It's too big. It might be like too thick. Okay, I'm gonna try another time. I'm just kind of guessing how much should be trimmed off. Okay, so I think we're gonna kind of angle it like that. So, I don't know, maybe try like a straight cut, and then, let's see. Okay, so, well, this is definitely over here gonna have to be cut. Wait, how do I get that? Like inwards. Add some water to the back of this, because once we start like bending it, it's kind of like cracking. Okay. I think something like this is pretty good. I don't know, I wonder how far down it should go. I kind of like the curve, like maybe something like that. I think it's a little bit too, like, hanging out too far. Oops. Maybe like something like that. So I'll just kind of like set it there and I don't know, just let it sit for a little bit. Okay, actually we shouldn't put it there. Okay, just trying to like move it without disturbing the shape too much. Maybe like that. Okay. Okay. And this is like very dry, so let me like, I don't know. I guess I'll like spray it inside a bit. I don't really, it's very dry. I don't want it to get too gummy. Let's just give it a second. I'll just kind of like clean up some of this clay on my table. I don't usually spray it before I trim it, but it is like on the pretty dry side, so I'm just kind of hoping like maybe I'll just like you can see it's really soaked in there like fairly quickly because it's so dry. Okay, so we got our things. Let me see. I did kind of want to go in and fix some of these areas. Like, it's kind of like bumpy, wobbly kind of on this inside portion. So let's try to do that in a way where we're not dropping the trimmings into it, preferably. So, maybe, I don't know if I can move the camera very much. I'll just kind of like tilt it downwards. So basically the rest of this video, we're just gonna be trimming the pot and then just kind of like getting it to the like kind of like the not final size, because it's gonna shrink when it's fired, but like thickness wise, because it's like it's so thick, like all of the clay is like this thick, which is, I mean, that's pretty standard for like coil building. Which is how we made the pot. If you didn't know that, you can see there are other videos, the past videos, just that posted before this for the building process. Because like the larger the coil you have while you're building it, the easier it is to get like really good height out of it, like while you're building up. But at the same time, like the walls will be so thick. I don't like I don't even know. It doesn't seem like all potters that coil build even trim their pots. I don't know. I think it depends on like, I think how sturdy you want it, because like some of them are like the size of these are like very large, very large like pieces that are like supposed to be like they're like vases like for outdoor plants that you have, and like I think you want them to be pretty thick and sturdy. And I mean, I guess if you're putting a plant in it, there's probably a lot of dirt to like keep it still and not be like knocked over, but I don't know. I don't know much about the thought process going into making very large pots. I mean, trimming is kind of just like, you don't have to trim. It's usually just like what most people do though, like what you want to do, just because like the thinner it is, like sometimes it's just kind of like, if it's too thick it can just be kind of like bulky and just feel like, I don't know, maybe like unfinished in a way, or I'm not sure if that's really the word I'm looking for. I don't know, like it can just like not quite feel right. It's really like a preference for the artist. Like, and obviously like the thicker the walls are, the longer it needs to like sit and dry. So there's also that. But it's I think it's mostly like a preference thing, just to have like a nice finish on it. You know, kind of like getting the look that you're going for. Okay. I think the inside looks a bit nicer. So I'm just gonna add some water, apply some pressure, and then just like Just kind of like pushing the clay around and smoothing it out. Should smooth out, depending on like how long I sit here and work on it, but it should like, smooth it out quite a bit, remove kind of like those trimming marks and all of that. Oh, it's really dry over here. I am wondering how I'm gonna glaze this. I typically brush glaze. I haven't quite thought about that. I mean, I've like had the thought, but I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna happen. But I guess we'll just get there when we get there. Maybe. Okay. I don't know. I'm so excited to like to trim like the outside and just like get it to like this really nice shape, because it's been I don't know, it's been looking a little rough like this whole time, I feel like. Well, I guess like I don't have like a ton to talk about exactly like ceramic wise, but we're coming up. Well, next week is Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna be having Black Friday. So this is just like if you're here in the US, like, you know, like this is the time to be buying holiday gifts and all of that. So I guess I'll just kind of like talk about maybe like just kind of like small businesses and stuff, and to do, obviously it's best to do your holiday shopping as early as you can, because then you know it's gonna like arrive in time. But just from coming from like a handmade business standpoint, be sure that if you have thoughts of buying something from a handmade shop, especially if it's something that is going to be personalized for someone, and it has to be custom made, to be sure to order that as soon as you can from, you know, wherever. I'm not talking about like my shop or anything. I'm not offering anything custom at the moment, but like just anyone, you know, most people are going to be thinking about Etsy, or just, you know, could be other individual handmade businesses, or people. And the holidays are so, I mean, as you can imagine, so many people like go crazy over custom stuff, stuff that is personalized. But of course, this is the kind of stuff that like I would say like most times cannot be made ahead of time and then just like customize like at the last minute. Like it's, I would assume that like I think most things probably aren't like even started until like an order has been placed. So this is just like your little friendly reminder if you're, you know, thinking about buying something personalized from some handmade shop or something, do it as soon as you can. Because like depending on like how popular that shop is, or if it just happens to be I don't know, just like found recently by a lot of people, and like they're just like their business is like booming with success, just like I don't know, like give them some grace, let them know, especially if you're buying something that is like just for you and it's not a gift. And I actually got an email today. I placed an order for a ceramic item. It's just a little bowl from this shop that I really like. And she messaged me. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like my inventory wasn't right and this is actually sold out. But like, is it okay if I send this around this time? And like it should be there in time for the holidays. And I was like, oh my gosh, do not worry, like I bought this for me, it's not a gift, like there's no rush on this. I have my own business. I understand, like it was ceramics, so like that, like the process for making ceramics is a lot longer, like with the 2 kiln firings and then just like of course the making process and stuff can take a lot longer than other things. So I was like, do not worry. So like I don't know. I feel like most people are probably pretty chill, and like even me, like I will order something at the last minute because I had no idea what the heck I was even gonna be gifting. And like I know, like it's my fault. I know that like even things that aren't custom, like I will be ordering on Etsy, like you best believe I'll be ordering in December, you know? But like I understand that. I know, like that's my bad. I should have ordered earlier, and I know that this is gonna arrive, you know, after, for me, I celebrate Christmas, and I know it's gonna arrive after Christmas, but like that's on me. That's my fault, and I totally recognize that. And like as long as it's coming, and it's like, I mean, hopefully not like some insane like delay of like months or something, that would be a little more worrisome. But like I don't know, like I work in customer service right now, and there are a lot of times when people are very upset that like they're literally ordering like custom items that could not possibly have been pre-made, and then, you know, like when an order was placed, then like their stuff was like applied to it. That's just not the way that it works in this case. And like we have a lot of people that will order literally just like last minute, and then be upset if we tell them like, hey, like this is such a quick turnaround, we can't guarantee this is gonna arrive in time for your event date. And like they're upset at us for that, and it's like dude, you ordered at the last minute, like you know, we'll do like as much as we can in like expediting the process if possible. Sometimes it's not possible due to what was ordered, but like I just feel like like some people you just need to like look at the situation and like claim ownership if you made a mistake. You know, if you should have ordered earlier, that is probably most likely that's happening. So I just want to like just send a friendly reminder to everybody to give small businesses grace. I feel like in the age of Amazon, everybody expects just anything, any kind of item to be shipped like the next day and then be like delivered in 2 days. And that's just not the case. That's not the case with a lot of businesses, like not just small businesses of handmade things, but of any business. Like like most businesses don't do that. Like and people just like are so used to ordering from Amazon that their expectation is to get it in like 2 days, and that's not the case. That's not how other businesses work. Like Amazon has facilities all across the US, and they might have like this one item in multiple facilities, I think. So like that is how they might be getting to you faster. Whereas like, well, I don't know like a ton about these logistics, but especially if you're looking at it from a handmade person, they're only located in one place, and it's gonna take longer to get it across the country. And just like you just can't compare Amazon to really any other business, especially like considering shipping. So I just want to like let you guys know. I know a lot of people don't know the ins and outs of small businesses, but you know, like the holidays, it fortunately, or I guess unfortunately, depends on how you want to look at it, but my business is not very it hasn't been like very active in a while. Business has been very slow, so I don't personally have that issue of just like being overwhelmed with the amount of orders coming in for my handmade business. I'm not, but like I've heard and I've seen like so many YouTube videos, like tons of YouTube videos, like this is how you should prep for holiday sales, like get ready for the holidays, and like is your shop ready? And like I'm just sitting here like, yes, my shop is ready for this, for the maybe one order that I get. Like, but other people like, I guess like it can be just like insanity. Like, you know, you just get this rush of orders. You might not even have like an assistant. Like, when you get to a certain point with even a handmade business, you might have an employee working with you for any of those like simple things, like shipping orders, you know, packing shipping orders, while the artist is like, I don't know, either maybe helping if they can. That kind of depends on like the space available to work in, or maybe they're working on something else, other important things that the business needs to do. But not everybody has that. Not everybody has built their business up. Like maybe like the normal day-to-day isn't very busy, but then like when the holidays hit, that's when they are like overwhelmed or something, or I don't know. I don't know. You never know sometimes like how your sales are gonna go. So some people don't even have help. Sometimes they need to ask family and friends to help them out, like shop, get orders out, and like, I don't know. Like, it's just not the same as like comparing it to like any other regular business where it's like, oh, it's like some big place, say like American Eagle or something. Like, they have, tons of people processing orders and getting them shipped out and all of that. But like, if you're a handmade business, like, most likely it's just you. So I just want to like put that little reminder out, for anybody. Hopefully this wasn't like too annoying. But like, I know a lot of people don't really know the ins and outs of like a small business, and maybe they just don't know. They just have no idea like what to expect. Like, I guess like depending on the queue that happens, like your order might not even ship for a week, and then when it does ship, shipping usually takes a week. So be sure to order your stuff as soon as you can, from places, and then like just set your expectations in the right place, for the kind of business that you're ordering from. Even like big businesses get really overwhelmed, too, and might have delays, where normally, maybe they're able to process it sooner, like on the usual. But then when like when we're in like this time of the year, like it's just like, so many people are just rushing in with orders, and it can be crazy. So I don't know, there's a little spiel for you. Another thing to consider, we talked about this a tiny bit yesterday, but if you are planning on buying from a small business or like a handmade shop of sorts, I'd urge people to consider buying from the person's like actual website if they have one. Some people like me have like their own website, but also will have another marketplace such as Etsy. So I would just like urge people, like, if you're gonna buy from someone that is like an artist or handmade or whatever, to like consider buying from their website if they have one. Like, if you find them on Etsy, it can be a good idea to like check and see if they actually have a real website that you could buy from. If you're like open to that. I know a lot of people are like kind of like sketched out by that, like kind of just like worried about ordering from like a random person. Yesterday I talked about how I did order from this one person, and like this was months ago, and it was a sticker order of a couple stickers, and like, so it wasn't like a lot of money, but it was months ago that I placed this order on their actual website, and they haven't like shipped it yet, or like I don't know what's happening. I emailed her again yesterday for an update. So like, it's kind of sketch, like, a bit. So I totally understand if you're just not, not really feeling comfortable to do that. But if you are, I would really encourage that. encourage buying from personal websites. Etsy can feel a little safer because if you do have an issue of an item not being delivered, and then like the person will not send you a refund or replacement, like you can bring that to Etsy and be like, hey, like this is not right. Like I need some kind of compensation or something. Like you can bring that to them and they will help you sort out some kind of resolution with that shop owner. Whereas like if you just buy from someone's website, you don't really have anything you could do unless you wanted to get a lawyer involved, I suppose. I feel like most people wouldn't really reach for that because lawyers can be expensive. But there's not much you can do in that instance. So I totally understand. But if you are okay with testing it out and trying to buy from people's actual shops, I'd really recommend that. And you might be wondering, but why? And the reason why is because, well, you might be wondering, well, why do you even have an Etsy if you want everybody to buy from your store? And that is because not everybody will buy from your store. Like I mentioned, people might not be comfortable with doing that, and then they'll just end up not making a purchase at all. And that's not great if you're like, you're really new and you're trying to build your business. You don't have like a ton of sales normally coming through. That can be really tough. Like, it can really like stop you from getting customers. And that's like, as a store, that's like the number one thing you don't want to do is have any kind of blockers to a customer making a purchase. So, so that's why some people will have both. And some people like, they really have a great reputation and are able to do it on their own, not have, just have their own business. And that is really great, but not everybody is just like at that point where they have that many customers, supporting them in that way. So that's why you might have both, but, back to the reason, like, why should you support their website over something like Etsy? And that reason is because, although for you, like, the price should be the same either way. In that instance, it shouldn't matter who you're ordering from for shipping cost, item cost, that portion of it. But it really matters to that person that owns that business, because what you want to do in the long run is not rely on another company to run your business. Like, you don't, like, it's just bad. It's not good. It's not sustainable, because if for whatever reason Etsy like looked at your shop and was like, oh, that's not good, and they just like remove your shop from their store, you can't do anything about that. As far as I know, like, I don't know about some kind of like, I don't know if you could sue them or something, like some kind of thing there, but for the most part, have like fully relying on another company for your business is not sustainable. and it could ruin your business. Like, if that's the only place where you have sales coming in and it's the only place that people know where to buy your stuff, that can be really bad. You really don't want to rely so heavily on them. And Etsy's just an example. There are tons of other things where this is applicable, but I feel like most people that have handmade goods are selling on Etsy. At least like in the US. I think other countries might have a few other options. In the US, we don't have very many options. The worst probably options that you could think about would be like bad alternatives would be like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or eBay. Questionable one is like Amazon Handmade. I have no idea how that has been going for people. But it's certainly not like, if you just asked a random person off the street, where do you buy handmade goods online? I mean, obviously they might say some local store, but if you said online, they're probably gonna say Etsy. So like they're just more in the public eye for purchasing. And then of course, the newest thing that we have at the moment is Michael's Marketplace. It is so new that it has just launched, and you can create a shop on it, but you can't sell things on it. It's not really, I don't think it's launched like for the public to purchase things yet. I think maybe they're hoping to get a certain amount of shops or a certain amount of items before they actually launch it. So right now you can't buy anything from there. Even if you did know about it. So that's why I'm just like talking about Etsy, but this could really be like a placeholder for another business. You just don't like, a similar thing is like social media. Like I've heard of, artists that I follow, like actual artists that I follow. They're not just some rando TikToker saying something. Like they're actually artists that I follow, and they've been like multiple times have been like their Instagram account has been removed from Instagram, and that sounds horrifying. Like for me, that's where I put a lot of my time into. I did start like a Facebook page and like a Pinterest and like a few things, but like the place where I spend like so much of my time and effort is on my Instagram, which there's not a ton of effort there. Like I'm trying to like increase effort. I need to post more often and stuff, but like that's the majority. Like if I'm gonna do a post, that's where it's gonna be. That's where people are finding me. Like I'm not really on TikTok. I think I have a TikTok, but I'm not on it really. I'm not on it ever, actually. I watch TikToks on Instagram. Anyway, like I don't know what I would do if Instagram just suddenly was like, oh no, not you. Or I don't know. I don't know what the bans are for or what is happening exactly. But I know it has happened to people that I actually like follow. Like it's not some rando story. And they have gotten their accounts back, but like I'm just saying like you need to put yourself out there, and like if you have a website, if you have your own website and people like know about it, they know you have a website that they can buy from, they can go there for updates, they are in your newsletter, you have more like more of an ability to give them updates, notify them of things, where like if you didn't have a newsletter, you didn't have a website and all these things, and you are heavily relying on this one place, this one business, and then they suddenly are like, no, we don't like you. Here's a ban for some reason. Like, they can do that if they want. Like, you can't do anything about that. And that's kind of scary. I'm sorry, this is a very, like, long chat. I feel like this probably could have been, like, a 2-minute thing. But I'm just trying to give you guys some examples. And, like, a point of view from somebody that, does run a handmade shop, and like literally, like, I'm not trying to be like mean or like downing on anybody, like I'm not trying to like down on Etsy or anything, but it's just reality, is that if they decide that they don't like what you're doing, they can just remove your account, and that's just reality. And I'm not trying to like down on them or anything. It seriously could be a number of things, like some kind of marketplace, or even social media. It's just, a thing that could happen. Yeah, so I know this is so long-winded. Anyway, that is the reason why it's really good, if you are able to have your own website. Websites are not free. A blog is free, but a blog can be free. It isn't always. It depends on how you create it, where you're creating it. Anyway, but it could be free. I have a free blog where I post like art things. There's a link to that if you want to check it out. Actually, I'm not sure if it's in the description. I can add it to the description. It's called Studio Style. It's about like just like show you visually different types of art forms and different things for art, for beginner artists. Anyway, an e-commerce website. So that means it's a website where you are selling things. People are paying you money for something. Could be a physical good, could be a digital good, like whatever. Somebody is paying you money, and you cannot get that for free unless you like made it yourself. I would assume most people do not know how to code and make that themselves. But like for the most part, what you're doing is most likely, if you are a smaller business, going to a website builder and creating it yourself from one of their templates. Different places like this include Squarespace, Wix. I wouldn't recommend Weebly. I don't even know if they have like a storefront. What are you thinking of? Okay, I'm kind of blanking on another one that I was gonna name. But like, so those are website builders. They have a template, and then you customize the template to what you want. You throw in your photos, you have a headline on your homepage, or you change the colors and stuff, and like that is in a way making it yourself, but what I meant in like the actual free version is like coding all of that and not using a template. Even if you did that, it wouldn't be free either, because you have, okay, so like if you have a shop, you have to pay for, say like the template, but you also have to pay for a domain. So that is basically like the URL. A URL is like google.com, facebook.com, instagram.com, like, or I don't know, it could end in .com, .org, .net, any of those, like the full name is a domain, and that's not free. You have to pay for it somewhere. Like, possibly if you got some kind of deal, it might come bundled with said deal. But like, basically, like, it's not usually free unless it says like my blog one is free because it's not custom in a way. It says like, I don't know what the URL is. It's something like studio style, or wait, no, maybe it's wix.com/studio style. So I don't know. It's something like that. It says Wix in it. And that's where I made it. But like, to get rid of that, if I wanted it to be fully custom, not be some kind of ad, if I wanted it to be studiostyle.com or .net or any of those endings, I would definitely have to pay for that. And that is like, the first year that you buy one, they can be very cheap. They can be like $6, but it is normal to have to pay a reoccurring price after that first year. And yes, you have to pay for a domain every single year. Like, you cannot pay and be done. Like, you have to pay for it every single year. And it's so stupid. I hate it so much. I feel like it's so stupid. I feel like it should be a one and done, but it's not. So it's really normal for your second year to have to pay $20 is like average, or like the low end. And that's a lot. In addition to paying for like the setup to have the e-commerce website, which I don't know if that would even include a domain. I guess it depends on the provider. But like, it's expensive. So this is why I've mentioned, like, not everybody is ready to have their own website, especially on its own, without full support from your followers. Like, if your followers are perfectly fine, at least enough of them, perfectly fine buying from your website, it can really make it worth it. But it's really hard to justify having your own website if nobody is buying from it and everybody is buying from your store on Etsy. That is where I am. I was like, I want to try this out. I want to see how it goes. And like, the majority of what I do in marketing my stuff, so like an Instagram post that has a vase on it, whatever, and I'm like, this is in the shop now, so if you want to buy it, you can, or whatever. And what I'm gonna link is never my Etsy. I always link my website, and nobody ever buys from my website. like, like, it is so rare. It's so rare if somebody buys from my website. And I get it. I understand. But this is where the struggle is. This is where the struggle is for people, because if you're like me and you don't have a ton of like followers or whatever, people buying from you, and you just don't have that kind of quantity like supporting you on your own website, like your default is going to be cancel the website, get rid of it, stop paying money for it, and only do Etsy. And that is like, it's, like I mentioned, it's risky. It might, it's just not good to put all your eggs in that one basket. But again, like, the whole thing is just like debatable on like what you should do. Like, I think if you are so sustainable that you are able to possibly hire a person, or you are working full time in this business, I think you should be able to have your own website. If you're someone like me and you're not sure if you're ready for your own website, that's what I would generally say. For just so you guys know, like, my website's about like this is kind of the cheaper end too. It costs about $300 a year, and then like $20 for the domain, which is so annoying. So $320 a year, and that's a lot if you are not getting anybody to buy from your site. I kept it, I renewed it because I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna need this if I want to do wholesale. I was like, I'm thinking about doing wholesale this year, so I think I might want to keep it for that. I don't think I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna renew it. I think I'm gonna cancel everything. Maybe, I don't know. But if you're someone that's a beginner, and you're doing stuff part-time, I really wouldn't think a website is necessary. Like an e-commerce website is necessary. Go ahead and do a blog, which can be completely free, for you to just have like a portfolio of your work, maybe how to contact you for commissions, any of that is free. It can be free. You can pay money for it if you want something fancier, but it can be free if you're a beginner. But I don't know, maybe that's what I'll do as like a free thing on the side. I don't know, whatever. But where people are actually purchasing from you, that's where it's no longer free and you have to pay money for it, for the website. In any platform is going to charge for that. So I hope that's helpful. I'm not trying to be a downer or anything, but I'm just trying to say, like, just trying to spread some of my knowledge to you guys. Since we're going into the holiday season, people are going to be buying tons of stuff. Just have some empathy for the people that you're buying from. Maybe they're a giant business. Or maybe they're just a single person working in their home part-time on their handmade business. Just give them a little bit empathy for the holiday season. And, if you're able to, like, I know a lot of people obviously want to get gifts on time for certain holidays, but, of course, order as soon as you can, and just, I don't know, just try to be understanding of any kind of circumstance a person could have. There are a lot of circumstances where they might not be able to ship your order for a week, or something. Like, it could be volume. You have no idea like what their volume is of sales at the time that you purchase. And just to let you guys know, I want you guys to go in with some sort of expectations, set your expectations in the right place, and just have some empathy for people in any sale environment. And it's never a bad thing to reach out to whoever that is with customer service and ask questions. Ask before you place an order, if you have any. You can ask for a turnaround time. You can ask, if I order, today, like, when would this get here or something? You can just ask. And there's no harm in asking a question. It's typical for some people to take a few days, depending on the business, to answer you. That is very typical. Or if they have some kind of chat function, maybe you can talk to someone right away for a quick question. But yeah, just like, don't hesitate to ask questions to people and reach out, and just so you know where to put your expectations. So I'm trying to like move this so you guys can see. So we definitely got a lot of this done. Got to do this part here. Well, that's where we're gonna end today. Hopefully that was maybe a little bit insightful. Not trying to down on anybody, just trying to tell you guys some realities. And yeah, if you have anything else to add in the comments, please do. And anything that's informative, maybe something that I missed, just add that to the comments if you feel like it. Maybe if it's something for me to respond, or just something to start a conversation about, is wonderful. So we're so over time. Okay. So I will catch you guys later. Be sure to follow along or subscribe wherever you're watching. All of these Twitch live streams will be uploaded to YouTube at Callie & Co, where you can find all of the live streams and other art related videos. And I will catch you with tomorrow's live stream. All right, bye.